Hello, Miss Clater. How are you doing?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you again for meeting with me. If you don't remember, my name was Abby, and I'm with the OTA program at Nashville State. And as you recall, in our last session, we reviewed your workspace to see what kind of suggestions we could make to make your work more efficient and to make your workspace work better for you. So, the purpose of this interview is to go over those suggestions, and I want to remind you that it is being recorded, and I just want your verbal consent that you realize this is being recorded and that my supervisor or other health professionals, as needed, might view this video. So, if you could state for me that yes, you realize this is being recorded.
Yes.
Perfect. And do I have your consent to begin?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you. Now, if you feel uncomfortable or if we need to stop for any reason, we can do this in person. Just let me know. But if we have any technical difficulties, I'd like to make sure you have my phone number and that I have yours. And
Yep.
I'm just going to repeat what I have for you if you'll tell me this is correct, okay? So for you, I have 615-417-4168. Is that correct?
It is.
Wonderful. Do you have my phone number? Shall I repeat it for you?
I actually have it down right here. It's 615-962-8 or 5844.
That's it completely. Thank you. Okay. Well, let's see here. Before we begin, do you have any questions for any of the information I listed above? No? Okay. Well, let's begin. Do you have your handout that I emailed you earlier in the week?
Yeah, I have it with me.
Perfect. We'll go ahead and get that out. Um, and for this, I want to just go through each suggestion I made for you and then an exercise just to see how this will help you with your work study time, okay?
Okay.
For the first one, it looked like your workstation was let's go for the positives here, that it was very nice and clean, very organized. Looks like there aren't a lot of distractions for you. If you had a glare, you had a great suggestion as to like reducing that with the curtain, so that was good. Your chair looked pretty good as well, but there's just a few other things that I'm going to mention that could be helpful for you if we modify that. The first one I noticed, you mentioned that your feet don't fully touch the ground as you're sitting at the table. And I wanted to suggest a footstool for that if you don't want to change your chair, which I understand you're a college student and we're wanting to look for low cost items here. But a footstool, you can get this on Amazon, Walmart. You can even use your textbooks if you wanted to. But you just want something that will let your heels touch the floor when you're sitting down. This will help. I know you don't say you really have a lot of back pain, but it will help prevent it in the long run. And you just want your spine to be straight for that and keep it at a neutral position just so it prevents that back pain. And of course, your chair doesn't have any armrests as well, which is probably a good thing. But if you happen to get a chair with armrests, it's better to have those high and supportive, but not so high that your shoulders are all the way up, so you know. Okay. And for the second suggestion I had for your workspace, you're using a laptop, which is very nice versatility, of course. But we don't really like the way it's angled because your neck can be down and slouched a little as you're looking at it. And of course, your monitor is supposed to be eye level, just to prevent your neck from bending and rotating too much. So I was going to suggest for that is that you elevate your laptop. And of course, there are products you can get on Amazon for that. They're a little more costly, $20, 30, even go up to 100 if you really wanted to. But for a low cost option, you can just stack your laptop on a textbook, whatever gets it a little bit more eye level for you so you're not having to bend your neck over. Let's see. Yes, and you want your screen at eye level just enough so you can see the top third of your monitor. Just that's the level we're working with there. One more thing with your laptop, I noticed as I was observing you, your typing is pretty good, but your wrists are landing on the table in front of you, and that's not recommended that you continue with that. You're really supposed to have your wrists floating above the keyboard. That helps with the nerve inflammation, ulnar inflammation as well. So I wanted to suggest for this particular one is first off your hands to be floating and a little bit more turned inward so it's neutral. And I'd also suggest a mouse for your laptop. And of course, these are pretty cheap. I got mine out just to show you for my laptop, given it's a very small one. But it's better to have this beside you and not your fingers laying on that trackpad, just because the repetitive movements of your middle and index finger can be harmful in the long run, and you just want to keep your wrist elevated again, and the mouse would help with that. Absolutely, it would. So, okay, and that's all of the suggestions I had. Are there any questions for any of those?
No, I think those are pretty easy fixes.
Okay, great. Yeah, there was one more thing I noted. I didn't write this down because it's not a huge issue. All your tools that you need for your workspace is nice and close. That was great. So it's not a huge distraction for you. But they are on the floor over there, right by your entryway. So I just don't want that to be a tripping hazard, especially with your wires and such. So just make sure that's organized. I'm sure you'll be fine with that. But that's just one thing I, as a OTA, noticed.
Thanks.
And now I have an exercise for us to try. You mentioned you have some neck pain if you sit too long at the computer. And I just want to give you a quick suggestion for that, and that you stand up and, take a break. And while you're doing this break, it's a good idea to exercise just a little, just to get you stretching. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show it to you, and then I'll have you demonstrate just to make sure you understand what's going on. And this, of course, is just a very general exercise for neck and shoulder pain. But so what we're going to do, you don't necessarily have to stand for this. So for this purpose, I'm going to just show you sitting down. It's easier. For this one, to ease your neck pain, you're going to grab your hand and put it behind your neck on the opposite side of that hand. And then you're going to pull this to one side. And while you're doing that, your other arm here, I want you to put it behind your back and also go to the same side as this one here. So if you look behind my back, it's going this way. You know what? I'll stand up too. I think it'll be easier for you to see. Right. So I'm grabbing it. Can you see me okay?
I can.
Great. So you're grabbing your hand with this one, and this arm is going behind your back this way. So you're going to pull your head to the side like this. You should feel a slight pull. And then you're going to reach down as far as you can with this arm, like so. And you'll hold that for about 10 seconds or so, whatever feels comfortable for you, but you don't want to overextend yourself. And then you're going to flip sides for that. So I'll show you the opposite side just to make sure you got the gist of it. So that was with my right arm. I'm going to do it with my left arm this time. Put it behind your head, and this arm over here, and you're going to pull. Okay. And like I said, do that for 5 to 10 seconds, whatever feels good for just stretching that muscle. And you can do that up to 5 times if you need to. Okay, are you ready to show me what you just learned?
I think so. Yeah. Okay. So take my hand and I put it on the opposite side of my head.
Mm-hmm.
I pull, and then I take my other arm.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can't see, but that's what I'm doing.
Yes, I think I see it.
You hold for maybe 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Do it on the other side.
Mm-hmm. Good.
That's
excellent.
helpful.
Yes, indeed. Good. You felt that muscle stretch, I hope. Okay, good. All right, and yeah, so you'll just repeat that about every hour. You say you set a timer for 50 minutes. I would recommend doing that every 50 minutes or whenever you start to feel pain. But of course, don't overextend it to where you feel pain when you do the exercise. All right, well, that I think completes my suggestions for your workspace. Do you have any questions about anything we went over today?
No, I think this was great.
Okay, great. I hope those were helpful. If you have any additional questions after we end this session, feel free to email me at any time and I'll answer your questions for you. And if nothing else, thank you for your time and for inviting me to your home. It was a pleasure helping you today.
Thank you.
Ma'am, bye-bye now.